Tunisia competed at the 2016 Summer Olympics in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, from 5 to the 21st of August 2016. Since the nation's official debut in 1960, Tunisian athletes had appeared in every edition of the Summer Olympic Games, but did not attend the 1980 Summer Olympics in Moscow because of the nation's partial support for the US-led boycott. The Tunisian Olympic Committee, French, Comité National Olympique Tunisien, CNOT, fielded a team of 61 athletes, 40 men and 21 women, to compete in 17 sports at the Games. It was the nation's second-largest delegation sent to the Olympics, just relatively smaller by 22 athletes than in London 4 years earlier. Men's handball was the only team-based sport in which Tunisia had representatives at the Games. Among the sports represented by the nation's athletes, Tunisia marked its Olympic debut in beach volleyball, as well as its return to table tennis after 12 years. The Tunisian roster was highlighted by two accomplished Olympians from London 2012, long-distance swimmer Oussama Mellouli and steeplechaser Habiba Ghribi. At 32 years old and headed to his fifth Games, Mellouli emerged himself as Tunisia's most successful Olympian of all time, with 3 medals, 2 golds and 1 bronze, and the first swimmer to dominate at both pool and open water in Olympic history. Because of his successes, Mellouli was selected to carry the nation's flag at the opening ceremony. Meanwhile, Ghribi, a 3-time Olympian, established a historic milestone for her country in London, when she became the first Tunisian female to earn an Olympic medal. Apart from Mellouli and Ghribi, 18 Tunisian athletes previously competed in London, including fencing sisters Azza and Sarah Besbase, tennis players Malek Jaziri and Ons Jabeur, 3-time Olympic judoka Nihal Chakrohu, women's plus 7-8 kg, and Hoda Milad, women's 70 kg, race walker Hassan Ain Sabeh, and freestyle wrestler Marwa Amri. Tunisia left Rio de Janeiro with 3 bronze medals. Each were awarded to the athletes in fencing, taekwondo, and wrestling for the first time, tying the nation's record with London for the most number of medals attained at a single edition. Among the medalists were Amri, women's 58 kg, 3-time Olympic fencer Inez Boubakri, women's foil, and taekwondo fighter Oussama Ouzlati, men's 80 kg. Medalists: Athletics, track and field. Tunisian athletes have so far achieved qualifying standards in the following athletics events, up to a maximum of 3 athletes in each event. 7 athletes were named to Tunisia's track and field team for the Games, with Habiba Ghribi looking to defend her Olympic title in the women's 3,000 meters steeplechase. Q qualified for the next round as a fastest loser or, in field events, by position without achieving the qualifying target. Boxing. Tunisia has entered 2 boxers to compete in each of the following weight classes into the Olympic boxing tournament. Bilal Mhamdi and Hassan Chakhtami had claimed their Olympic spots at the 2016 African qualification tournament in Yaoundé, Cameroon. Canoeing. Sprint. Tunisia has qualified 3 boats for the following distances into the Olympic canoeing regatta through the 2016 African Sprint Qualifying Tournament. Cycling. Road. Tunisia has qualified 1 rider in the men's Olympic road race by virtue of his top 10 individual ranking in the 2015 UCI Africa Tour. Fencing. Tunisia has entered 5 fencers into the Olympic competition. 2-time Olympian Inez Boubakri had claimed a spot on the Tunisian team in the women's foil by finishing among the top 14 in the FI-adjusted official rankings, while sisters Azza, women's sabre, and Sarah Besbase, women's épée, and debutante Mohamed Ayoub Farjani, Men's foil did the same feat as the highest-ranked fencer coming from the Africa zone. Ferjani's brother Fares rounded out the Tunisian roster by virtue of a top finish in the men's sabre at the African zonal qualifier in Algiers, Algeria. Handball men's tournament. Tunisia men's handball team qualified for the Olympics by virtue of a top 2 finish at the first meet of the Olympic qualification tournament in Gdansk. The following is the Tunisian roster in the men's handball tournament of the 2016 Summer Olympics. CTFD. View. Talk. Rules for classification. 1. Points. 2. Head-to-head points. 3. Head-to-head goal difference. 4. Head-to-head goals scored. 5. Goal difference. 6. Goals scored. 7. Draw. Judo. Tunisia has qualified a total of 4 judokas for the following weight classes at the Games: Hila Ayari, Faisal Jabala, and 2-time Olympian Nihal Chakro, who were ranked among the top 22 eligible judokas for men and top 14 for women in the IJF World Ranking List of May 30, 2016, while Hoda Millet at women's middleweight earned a continental quota spot from the African region as the highest-ranked Tunisian judoka outside of direct qualifying position. Rowing. Tunisia has qualified 1 boat each in the men's single sculls and the women's lightweight double sculls for the Games at the 2015 African Continental Qualification Regatta in Tunis. Qualification legend: FA equals Final A. Medal: FB equals Final B. Non-medal: FC equals Final C. Non-medal: FD equals Final D. Non-medal: FA equals Final E. Non-medal: FF equals Final F. Non-medal: SA B equals Semifinals A, B. SC D equals Semifinals C, D. Say F equals Semifinals E, F. QF equals Quarterfinals. R equals Repechage. Sailing. Tunisian sailors have qualified 1 boat in each of the following classes through the 2014 ISAF Sailing World Championships, the Individual Fleet Worlds, and African Qualifying Regattas. Shooting. Tunisia has qualified 1 shooter in the women's pistol events by virtue of her best finish at the African Continental Championships and other selection competitions, as long as she obtained a minimum qualifying score, MQS, as of March 31, 2016. Swimming. Tunisian swimmers have so far achieved qualifying standards in the following events: up to a maximum of 2 swimmers in each event at the Olympic qualifying time, OQT, and potentially 1 at the Olympic selection time, OST. Table tennis. Tunisia has entered 1 athlete into the table tennis competition at the Games. Saifa Saidani had claimed the Olympic spot in the women's singles by virtue of her top 2 finish at the 2016 African Qualification Tournament in Khartoum, Sudan. Taekwondo. Tunisia entered 3 athletes into the Taekwondo competition at the Olympics. Oussama Ouzlati, Yassine Tribelsi, and Rama Ben Ali secured the spots on the Tunisian team by virtue of their top 2 finish, respectively in the men's welterweight, men's heavyweight, plus 80 kg, and women's lightweight category at the 2016 African Qualification Tournament in Agadir, Morocco. Tennis. Tunisia has entered 2 tennis players into the Olympic tournament. London 2012 Olympian Malek Jaziri, World No. 63, qualified directly for the men's singles as one of the top 56 eligible players in the ATP World Rankings as of June 6, 2016, while Ons Jabeur, World No. 188, had claimed one of 6 ITF Olympic women's singles places. as Africa's top-ranked player outside of direct qualifying position in the WTA World Rankings. Volleyball. Beach. Tunisia has qualified the men's beach volleyball team for the Olympics by winning the CAVB Continental Cup final in Abuja, Nigeria, signifying the nation's Olympic debut in the sport. Weightlifting. Tunisia has qualified one male and one female weightlifter for the Rio Olympics by virtue of a top 5 national finish for men and top 4 for women, respectively, at the 2016 African Championships. Wrestling. Tunisia has qualified 4 wrestlers for each of the following weight classes into the Olympic competition, as a result of their semi-final triumphs at the 2016 African and Oceania qualification tournament. Saint? Technical superiority? The loser without technical points and a margin of victory of at least 8. Greco-Roman, or 10. Freestyle points.